Live. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Not for Debate. Havoc Shake, Banks of America. You know what it is. Uh, Real quick, my bad. I just wasn't thinking straight. I didn't say in the last podcast. We Spotify Live, we Apple Live. Also, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe button. Shake Havoc.
What's going on?
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, man. It's just watching every other team play in the playoffs, man. As usual. Otherwise, things are going well. How are you doing?
Well, I guess I can't get everything that I wanted. At least the Bills aren't going to the Super Bowl. I guess you got to look at
Yeah.
the bright side of things.
We knew that wasn't going to happen, though. We knew that wasn't going to happen.
I don't know. I did have a little concern about Patrick Mahomes going into the game. So the Bills had a chance. They had a chance.
They had what they would call in boxing a puncher's chance. Where it's just like, yeah, it could happen, but I think
like a Holly Holm, Ronda Rousey type situation.
Yeah, like they got the capability to do it, but yeah, I've said it earlier in the season. I'm gonna still say it again. I don't see anybody getting in Kansas City's way, and I think they're gonna repeat.
Shake,
what's going on? I'm just glad to go. Like you said, Buffalo is out of there. I'm happy for that. And I'm from Florida, so I'm glad to see Tampa's in it. So.
Oh, come on, man.
See, I'm not like that though. Like I have my teams that I grew up with, and I'm not necessarily like I'm glad if a Florida team is in it. I know a lot of people are, because I remember like when the Marlins went to the World Series, and a bunch of people from Central and Northern Florida, because Florida Marlins are essentially a South Florida team. They're a South Florida team. So a bunch of people from Central and Northern Florida were like, yeah, the Marlins is like, you haven't seen the game all season. What are you talking about?
Well, the Rays didn't exist when the Marlins won the championship. So
the second time they did exist, though. When they won it again in 2005, I believe.
2003.
2003, right, 2003.
So, by the way, shout out to Big Hearn and EM in the chat.
Shout
I
out.
brought Big Hearn up on the screen. But first things first, Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs. Thoughts on the game?
Man,
Bring that up for you.
that was, I mean, to be honest with you, that game pretty much went as I expected. It's, as good as the Bills are, from a pure talent perspective, I don't know if anybody offensively is better than the Chiefs. Secondly, this is, even though the Bills were in the playoffs last season, this is kind of their first time, knocking on the door, so to say. So they're still a fairly youngish team as well. So, if Kansas City falls off, Mahomes gets injured, whatever, they right there knocking at the door. But as long as they are all upright, yeah, man, it's and even I said last week, I don't bet against Tom Brady, but I do bet on Patrick Mahomes. So, the games for me went as expected, I would say.
Banks, so glad you could join us, man.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Good, man. What's up?
Chilling, man.
What's up?
Going on with your shaky shake?
Is that the care package food that you eat munching on there?
Yes. This is my meal plan. And a Gatorade.
Is that a low sugar Gatorade or the standard Gatorade?
Yeah, this is a regular standard, little small bottle.
It's not, dogs. They ain't you over here eating the light green. It's all about the purple, buddy.
No, it's all about that red and black.
Red and black.
The red and black.
Yes, and I'm also requesting that the theme today be in the Tampa Bay. Oh, it's perfect. Tampa Bay red would be great. Thank you.
Oh shit! It's Kansas City Chiefs. It's Kansas City Chiefs red. Thank you very much.
Great job, Tom Brady.
Wait, the topic at hand right now is the Kansas City Chiefs. You'll get your time, Banks. But right now we talk about the Chiefs.
I shall remain quiet until then.
You see, you shall remain quiet. You got no thoughts on the Kansas City Chiefs?
What is there to talk about? They're going to lose in the Super Bowl.
This guy.
I'm talking about as far as against the Bills.
They look great. All jokes to the side, they look fantastic. They look good, but I just feel like the moment was just too big for Buffalo at that time. Kansas City took advantage of a whatchamacallit. So I got an emergency. Be right back.
I was gonna say I'm looking at myself right now on the camera. I gotta fix my swag. I got a little bit of a wrinkle going on. But again, I said earlier, I was glad that the Buffalo Bills ended up getting knocked out. I know I have a biased opinion when it comes to the Buffalo Bills. All of us have a biased opinion.
Yeah, none of us like the Bills.
Yeah, we was all rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs. But before we move on, I did want to touch on the controversial penalty. I believe it was, how much time was left in the game? 3 minutes and 28 seconds. That big, huge sack by Town Opassino.
Mm-hmm.
It was I believe it was like a 20-yard sack loss, and then I believe Okafor came in swarming when the play was blown dead, and then Josh Allen ended up throwing the football.
Yeah, saw
at
that.
Okafor, and then you see Okafor get on top of Josh Allen.
He tried to.
Yeah, he tried to, and then a Buffalo Bills offensive lineman decided to shove him out the way, and then all hell just breaks loose. But the two main Bills that were involved as far as the fight was concerned was Feliciano and Dawkins. But when I watched that play, it took me back last year of the Monday night game of the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns.
Okay, Myles Garrett, exactly.
Mm-hmm. And I sat down and I watched like almost every single possible reaction to that particular altercation, and a lot of folks ruled it towards Mason Rudolph, but I'm one of the select few that feel like Myles Garrett wasn't exactly at fault. Now, I want to hear you guys' opinion on that before I even move forward with it.
There's a portion of that we don't know, which is, what did Mason Rudolph say to Myles Garrett?
Right.
Now, Myles Garrett said that he said something. I think the issue is there were a whole bunch of people in the vicinity when Mason Rudolph said what he said to Myles Garrett, but nobody else heard Mason Rudolph say what Myles Garrett alleges Mason Rudolph said to him. That being said, Myles Garrett literally looks like a chiseled sculpture, and you're swinging a football helmet at a dude with no helmet.
Right.
Like, it's only going to look bad, just from an optics perspective. Now, to be honest, as time has gone on, at the beginning, at first I was on the kind of Rudolph side a little bit. Just looking at it, I was like, yo, if he would have came down on the top of his head, that would have been it. Like, he would have been eating applesauce the rest of his life. Mm-hmm. But as time goes on, and I learn more about Myles Garrett, and I see his personality and his conduct on and off the field, I'm inclined to believe that something was said to him that led to that reaction. Because I have not seen him really fly off the cuff like that, really before or since that incident happened. And that incident could have happened. It could live in its own silo. But in regards to the Chiefs Bills game, first of all, the best part about that was that all the penalties offset. So
that's the part that was mind blowing to me, because what set off the whole thing, because Okafor and That guy got a long ass name.
Yeah, because I
Pound
know
old Passano. They made the sack, and then
Allen threw the ball at the dude.
Right.
The dude came at Allen, and then somebody, Feliciano came. I think it was maybe Dawkins that came along first.
No, Dawkins came after the
Dawkins
shove.
came after. Okay. Oh, after he was already on the ground. Once he tried to get back up, and Dawkins hit him again.
Yeah, right.
So they got Buffalo on 2 penalties, and they got Kansas City on 2 penalties. So it's basically like nothing happened from a penalty standpoint. Like it was just a sack, and they just kept it moving. But if you'll notice, toward the end of that game, Buffalo were in their feelings. The last few minutes of that game, they were real chippy about anything that happened towards them, whether it was legal or a little iffy. So they were already triggered, basically. And when that happened, a couple guys lost their heads. But once again, it goes back to the argument of the first time they've been on that stage collectively as a unit. In Kansas City, they've been about that life. They thoroughly, at no point were they ever really threatened to lose that game. Kansas City, I mean. So, Buffalo was a little bit in their feelings. Hey, it happens.
Well, if you think about it, I'll probably say their best chance was at the beginning of the game when they ended up having, I think it was a 12-point lead against the Chiefs.
It was 9-9.
Yeah, but I mean, we all know when they played Miami, man, Kansas City will rack up them points on you so quick. It don't matter.
But Shake, I didn't get your take on the Browns and the Steelers incident.
Well, the thing I like to say about that is, number one, no matter what he says, you don't do that. It's just like with your baby mama. I guarantee you she said some foul shit and you wanted to beat the crap out of her. If you were to punch her for the stuff that you said, guess what? Guess who's going to jail? Her or you? You going to jail. So at the end of the day, you got to compose yourself no matter what he said. You know what I mean? And just say, hey, look, this is what he said, and leave it at that. Because at the end of the day, that's going to make you look like you're defending, like you're trying to justify what you did, whether he said it or not. Because at the end of the day, remember, quarterbacks have mics, so they could actually hear if he said it or not. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mic'd up. So
what was said though? What was allegedly said?
Well, I don't even want to get into it, but I mean, man, that seems like something that a quarterback wouldn't say on an NFL field.
We was on the
But what was said?
The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns Monday night game from last year.
Oh,
what Mason Rudolph? Yeah, because we comparing it to.
It's not even really the same. It's not even. Right. It's not even.
To be honest, it is because you look at it. Mason Rudolph didn't face the type of consequence Myles Garrett faced, and then when you look at this game, I know the game was out of reach, but if it was, the penalties offset. There were no ejections at all.
Hold on, let me say something real quick. They should have been, because at the end of the day, I hate when that tackle, the guy was laying on the ground. He just went up to him and just pushed his help. Like, the guy was laying down.
Dawkins.
Pushed him right in the head. Dawkins just boom, and then nothing happened to him. The guy was laying, like I said, defenseless, laying on the ground. I'm like, that's a cheap shot.
Dude, keep in mind though,
Dawkins happens to be a white dude. Nothing happened to him.
He's
and
mixed.
as a matter of fact, Dawkins actually accidentally slapped one of the referees in the face, and nothing happened to him.
Damn, does Dawkins know someone? How's he getting away with all this?
Sound like a guy I know in Tampa Bay that wears number 12.
They show footage of him about to hit somebody and accidentally slapped the referee in the face.
And I will say, I mean, the last 3 minutes of that game, there were a couple guys, you know what I mean, that could have got reprimanded, but I would agree with Shake on that one, because he kind of just, you could tell that they were trying to cool off the situation. He was trying to light it back up. You know what I mean? He did come out. He basically did come out of nowhere when the situation was, at that point, nothing was gonna happen, and he put a little more sauce on it than was necessary.
True, the whistle was blown. The play is dead. Like as soon as I think if Okafor gets involved with Josh Allen, I would say that's probably when they decided to whistle the play dead. And the play's over at that point. And all this just escalated.
Athletes are sensitive.
Yeah,
athletes are sensitive. That's why this whole thing escalated.
They are.
Athletes are sensitive. They're just like artists. They're very sensitive. And when you're at the pinnacle of a moment that you've been working all year for, and you still got to play the game, but you know it's over, that's when character is revealed. Mm-hmm. Right? Can you take it on the chin, congratulate them, shake their hand, and say, "We'll be back next year," or you're gonna go the Dawkins route?
Right.
So we got to remember too, though, the game is played with emotion, and they're playing on the biggest stage. They're playing for the game that's going to get them to where they've all been. These guys have been dreaming for this moment their entire lives. So it's going to be emotionally charged. They're going to get after one another. They're going to say some things that they probably should have no business saying, things like that. In terms of consequences, I think when you compare it to the Steelers and the Cleveland Browns game, it's much different because it wasn't on that Cleveland and Browns game, and the Steelers wasn't on this type of magnitude. Like
they got rivalry already.
Right. If we're dealing with a backup quarterback, getting it in with a star player, I mean, it's not on the same level. Now, I'm not trying to just
the star player gets the highest level of consequence, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're going to look more into the matter if it's something that's going to come of this. They're definitely NFL PA is probably going to look more into this to find out what exactly went down and why was this. Dawkins doesn't seem to be the type of guy that just goes around starting stuff. This is the very first time I've ever heard of him being in the news. So, for either player, I mean, the other guy from Kansas City as well, I haven't heard of him being in any trouble. So, I just feel like it was just the emotion. They just got, they had a big expectation. I picked Buffalo to win the game. Unfortunately, they didn't win. But I just felt like Josh Allen was just on another level.
Well, let me ask you this: what the hell were you thinking when you decided to pick Buffalo?
Because I believe that Buffalo actually had a chance to beat them. I mean, because I wasn't, and I'm still not impressed with the Kansas City Chiefs, even with them beating Buffalo. I'm not impressed. I wasn't impressed with the Cleveland Browns game, and I'm not impressed with the Buffalo Bills game.
The Chiefs gonna be holding up the Super Bowl trophy. Banks will be like, "I'm not impressed."
No, we're gonna.
They're gonna be holding up the trophy. I'm not impressed.
Everybody's just prematurely putting the trophy in their hands.
Yeah,
it's not happening.
No, I think it's happening.
I don't think it's happening.
I know it's happening.
I think it's happening. Yeah, and I mean, I will talk about Tom Brady when we get to that topic. Yeah. But to be honest with you, man, this score is just about what I would expect from this game. Almost down to the T. I thought the Bills would do what they do. I just think the Chiefs got more. And part of it is, to a certain extent, the Chiefs are a highly disciplined team. So you match that with the talent, back to back.
Yes. It is what it is at this point. I'm just glad the Bills are out the playoffs, to be honest. Again,
they'll be back. They'll be back. They will be back. System in play.
Yes.
Their quarterback is getting better and better.
They bringing back the same team.
Kansas City did exactly what their game plan, what the game plan should be against Josh Allen. He's just not proven yet. As good as he is, he's not proven. They were blitzing his ass like crazy. They were just blitzing him. They were blitzing him. We're going to double Diggs. You don't have anyone else. And I'm surprised they didn't go down to they didn't throw the ball more to Davidson's side a little bit more, considering how much attention Stephon Diggs would get. I mean, Diggs could literally not get open like that. They were just smothering him the entire game. And then the running game hasn't been. The running game is Josh Allen the bust with Singletary. It just hasn't, So they got some. They definitely that loss needed to happen because that shows them what they need to work on in the offseason. in my opinion. They don't have a lot they need to structure. They just need to get some more role players in there to help out. Maybe somebody at the running back position that's more dependable. Singletary's up and down. Not saying he's a bad player because he's a good running back. But
he's a rookie, right?
No.
Nah, I think it's his second year.
Second year?
Third
Okay.
year.
Yeah. They got Zachary Moss this year.
Gotcha.
And talk about Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley broke his leg. So
he was playing with his leg already broken.
Right. So they got some work to do. And it is the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs figure out a way to, outshine anybody, but the buck stops soon.
Well, if Cole Beasley is laid up with a broken leg, maybe he'll come out with another mixtape. You know what I mean? Y'all heard that Cole Beasley mixtape yet?
I heard it was good.
I heard he's not bad.
Yeah, I heard it was good.
I mean, I heard he's not bad. I'm not personally going to listen to it.
I'll check it out after the stream.
I won't.
Yeah, I was going to say, Havoc, you got a lot more important things to worry about, because if the Buffalo Bills are real contenders, they're sitting in the Miami Dolphins division right now. And
wait. Why do you say I have a lot to worry about? Like, you're not a Dolphins fan. You see it, and I keep putting it out there that you're a low key Jets fan.
Can I finish my point?
No.
My point is, Saturday night when Jennifer was on. By the way, shout out to Jennifer.
Great show.
Great job, Jen.
If y'all didn't watch Saturday's show, I highly recommend it.
Bravo to all four of you guys, by the way. I'm sorry. All you guys
appreciate that. When I said that we're not going to make the playoffs if Tua continues the way that he's playing, he can't compete with that at this point.
I mean, no. The Bills are clearly better than the Dolphins. As we sit here right now, like DeVore, that's not a secret.
I'm just comparing pound for pound quarterback play.
Okay. I mean, if the argument is Josh Allen is a better NFL quarterback than Tua is right now, you'll get no argument from me.
But we was going back and talking about the Dolphins getting 10 wins.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't believe that we can beat the Buffalo Bills if Tua comes out and plays the way he played this year.
Well, luckily,
play like that this year. If he plays this year, then he's gone next year. But
who?
Tua plays.
He ain't going nowhere.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Tua's not going.
You want to, first of all, you want to get rid of him for another quarterback. But if he plays for next year, he ain't going nowhere. The Tua we saw in 2020 is not. I mean, just logically speaking, you're not going to get the same player. Like I would find it incredibly hard to believe the same exact player from 2020 is going to be in 2021.
Banks, real quick, can I ask you a question? This has been, this just popped in my mind just now. Out of all the, what's the term y'all use for college football? What do y'all call the best teams?
The better sport? That's what I call college football.
No, I'm talking about like the better teams in college football.
The
like,
upper echelon?
Yeah, the upper echelon teams.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear your opinion as far as Tua's performance in those games.
I don't watch college football.
Oh, yeah, Tua. I mean, you got to remember, Tua is the reason why Alabama even won a championship that 1 year. He came into the game and took over for Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
they won the game. So, I mean, listen, all that's going to do is just prove my point more about Tua than anything. It's just going to continue my point. When you put the talent around Tua, he shines.
Mm-hmm. All right,
this is what it is.
Now I have a point to prove.
Go ahead.
Now you say Aaron Rodgers is the GOAT, correct?
He's up there, yeah.
Okay.
No, don't backtrack.
I have a question for you.
He's backtracking.
Hold on. I have a question for him. How come he didn't take advantage of the 3 turnovers that was given to him?
Are we on the Green Bay Packers
and
Tampa Bay Buccaneers
game
yet?
Hey now.
Jake, we're not on that part yet.
On a platter.
We're not on that right now.
Here, Aaron Rodgers, this game is for you.
They put it on a platter for Aaron Rodgers.
And I wanted to go first because I knew exactly what you was going to do. But you know what? We're going to go there right now.
Do it.
I'm going first though, so nobody say nothing. Nobody say nothing.
Okay. All right, everybody, turn the cameras off, guys.
Yeah.
Everybody, turn the camera off.
Here's the thing with this game, right? I just want to start off and say congratulations to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They went out and they did the thing. Now, I have been one of the biggest Aaron Rodgers supporters for the longest time, but to be honest with you, Aaron Rodgers just didn't get it done. Tom Brady ended up throwing them 3 interceptions in the second half that set up the Green Bay Packers pretty well. They only capitalized on one of those interceptions by scoring a touchdown, but them other two drives after the interception, Aaron Rodgers just didn't get it done. So I'm not gonna sit here and make any excuses for Aaron Rodgers. You got to get it done. That's just what it is. But my only issue is do not come up on any social media, Twitter, Facebook, here, and say and how about some GOAT when this mofo threw 3 freaking picks, and 7 pass attempts.
Yeah, no, he didn't have a good game.
I said my piece. I said congratulations to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I said Aaron Rodgers, he didn't play well. Tom Brady didn't play well in the second half because like I said, the 3 picks, that's just inexcusable. They were some dumbass picks. And to be honest with you, they look pretty Brett Favre-esque, if you ask me. But go ahead.
It's and this really just plays into the thought of the reason why I feel like the Dolphins should keep Tua is when we get to this point of the playoffs, you need a whole ass team to win. None of this, the quarterback gonna put the whole team on his back and win a couple. Man, that works for the regular season.
No, it works here too.
That works in the regular season.
It works here too. There's no excuses. Like I said,
it works
raw, uncut. Nobody gets any freaking passes.
If it works,
Havoc. He had the ball.
If it works,
you gotta put the ball in the end zone, Aaron Rodgers. Like I cannot excuse what he did. You gotta find a way. You had 3 turnovers.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
3 turnovers.
You don't look at the defense. You don't look at no one else. All you look at is the quarterback. All you look at is the quarterback, and you say, you know what? It's all your fault. That's not how it works.
I didn't say it was all Rodgers' fault, but you had the ball in your hands after the 3 turnovers that the Green Bay Packers defense set up and got for him to put him in position.
Look, if Aaron Rodgers,
something that you never had. I'm
absolutely certain Aaron Rodgers wish one of the dudes he threw the ball to and those turnovers were actually open. They had the boys covered tight. I'll give Tampa Bay that much. I agree
with you, but still, when you're that level of a quarterback, you have to up your level of play for the big moment. I don't care. You're gonna have to. I don't know.
Here we go.
Strap your cleats up real good and run that joint, get the first down. I don't care, but you're gonna have to find a way to get that joint done.
And this is where that Madden, that fantasy mentality comes in, where you just want Aaron Rodgers. You just want Aaron Rodgers to turn on the gunslinger. You just want him to turn on the gunslinger badge, and defy physics, and get the balls in the hands of people who are clearly covered. When we know Aaron Rodgers knows the difference between, covered in the NFL and covered, in college. We know he knows the difference between that. So for me, watching this game, it kind of comes down to you got to tip your cap to Tampa Bay's defense for bending but not breaking in the face of a guy who's likely to be the NFL MVP this season.
Guaranteed.
So, it's one thing to say you gotta pull the rabbit out the hat, but if dudes are covered, dudes are covered. It is what it is. I'm certain if there's the only other quarterback I would take over Aaron Rodgers in these situations is currently on the other team playing playing in the Super Bowl. So, for me, you had the right man for the job to take advantage of 3 turnovers. Didn't take advantage of it. Credit to Tampa Bay because it's not a mistake. I'm sure Aaron Rodgers tried. But look, and kind of going back to my argument of you need a whole team. A whole ass team to win anything in the playoffs. To further my argument that you need a whole ass team to win in the playoffs. This is the 4th time Tom Brady has thrown 3 interceptions in the playoff game. He is 3-1 when he throws 3 interceptions in a playoff game. And I rest my case.
Don't make no sense, does it? But I can't sit back and make excuses.
And I rest my case.
Go ahead, Shay, because I know I'm gonna let Banks go last because I know this motherfucker gonna take about 15, 20 minutes saying what he got to say anyway. So you go ahead, Shay. Say what you got to say. But before you go, Shay, don't you ever compare Tua to the GOAT. Don't you ever do that again.
Tom Brady? I won't never compare him to Tom
Brady. No. Aaron, Mofo, and Rodgers.
Yeah, he couldn't do it. That's all I had to say is he couldn't convert 3 turnovers, take advantage of 3 turnovers. So that's all I said.
Hey, it is what it is, man. Did you want to add to that?
No, nothing. Aaron Rodgers is overrated. Tom Brady's the GOAT. Thank you.
Now let's not get crazy.
Let's not get crazy here because if we want to sit back and look at the stat line, looks totally different.
I'm gonna tell you the same thing Raheem Morris said at a press conference. Stats are for losers.
What are these stats are for losers? Like Havoc said, this was the only thing we're gonna sit back and agree on. Tom Brady threw 3 picks in the second half. And Aaron Rodgers was efficient.
I mean,
except for that 1 interception, but I don't blame that on him because that was clear pass interference. But we're not gonna sit back and debate on so coulda, shoulda, woulda anymore.
That 5-second touchdown that in the first half, he threw to that dude number 10.
Oh, we could talk about that. That was dumb on Kevin King's part, but Kevin King didn't play well the whole game. So at the end of the day, like I said, we can sit back and debate about coulda, shoulda, wouldas. But at the end of the day, the ball was in Aaron Rodgers' hands on 2 different occasions. He couldn't get the job done. He's my guy, but you got to take some blame. Now, there's some underlying issues that we could discuss after Banks goes on his 15 to 20 minute rant, but the floor is yours, Banks.
Hold on, before he does, I just want to say that Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady have the same amount of national championship and NFC titles. So go ahead, Banks.
That's hard.
You just said the words right out of my mouth, man. First things first. The show is called Not for Debate. And yet here we are, once again, debating the legacy of the greatest quarterback to ever step foot on the football field. You should be ashamed of yourself, bro.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you, sir.
What did I say that was wrong?
You said a lot that was wrong. First things first was you said, and I quote, Tampa Bay won't even make it to the playoffs. You said, and I quote, Tom Brady will not go back to the Super Bowl. You said, and I quote, Tom Brady is not getting past the New Orleans Saints. You said, and I quote, they are
can't stop sipping that Gatorade.
keep drinking, because I'm on that ass right now. And I quote, Tom Brady will lose against Green Bay. Divorce. I do not understand what else this guy have to do to prove to you he is the greatest quarterback ever. Granted, I don't think you can play any worse quarterback play than Tom Brady played in the second half and still win the game. The fact that they ended up pulling off this victory is remarkable in itself because, truth be told, Green Bay had chance after chance after chance, and we're not even counting the fact that Aaron Rodgers didn't run the ball into the end zone. He ran it against the Rams, though. I don't know what that was about. He ran into the end zone against the Rams, but for some reason against Tampa, maybe it's because Tampa was setting the tone early with those big hits they were delivering. I think Aaron Rodgers made a business decision because Tampa Bay was hitting early and often. One of their players was hitting so hard he actually put himself out of the game. So I think Aaron Rodgers made a business decision there. But nevertheless, you got players dropping passes in the end zone, drop passes, touchdowns, and then Tom Brady gives you one thing Tom Brady doesn't do is make mistakes. And he gave you 3 mistakes. 3! And you couldn't capitalize off not a single one of them. Just to give a timestamp of where we at right now in this season. At the beginning of the season, there was a big move that took Tom Brady off what was he was very comfortable in New England. Of course, we know that. It was a divorce there. It didn't work out. He goes all the way to Tampa. Okay, moves from New England, goes to Tampa. From Tampa, we go through COVID. He doesn't get the time that he needs. Not just him. I'm not just going to say Tom Brady. A lot of players, 2 or 1 of them. A lot of players, quarterbacks, did not get the opportunity to work with their receivers, their players, because of the restrictions that the training camp had. The only people that had a real training camp for the most part was the Los Angeles Chargers and the Los Angeles Rams, and that's because we had Hard Knocks. So, what you think HBO is going to waste all that? The NFL is going to waste all that money with HBO, and they're not going to, do something? So they had to have a training camp. But everybody else was suffering. We didn't get no preseason games, which means more time on the field for players to get them to familiarize themselves. And then Tom Brady struggles the first 4 games into the season. Everyone calls him washed up. Oh, they're not going to the playoffs. They lose to the Kansas City Chiefs. They beat Green Bay in the regular season. That flies under the radar. It flies under the radar. Green Bay finishes with the best record in the NFC, third best way. Second or third best record in the NFL. If all the odds were stacked against Tom Brady, it couldn't have been any more worse for Tom Brady this year. Then the team that wins the division, they beat him twice, not once, twice.
By blowouts too.
By blow, it wasn't even close. Then you go to the playoffs. You play the team that beat you twice in the playoffs. You beat them. And then the very next round, you got to go to the team who everybody was booking. Everybody had Green Bay in the Super Bowl. Everybody. Last week, everybody had Green Bay going to the Super Bowl, except for me. Because I saw it. Yeah, okay. My bad, guys. I'm sorry. I got to give you credit. You guys are right. I saw it. What I saw against Green Bay when they played against my Rams, I wasn't impressed. I honestly feel if Aaron Donald was at least 90% healthy, it would be a different outcome. We couldn't generate no pass rush. Tampa came out early in generating pass rush. To me, the reason that they won that game was due to Jason Pierre-Paul, who for some reason just has a resurgence now in Tampa. I don't know what it is. And then Shaq Barrett. Those guys were getting after the quarterback religiously. Aaron Rodgers didn't even have how many sacks did they have that game? Was like 5 or 6 sacks?
4.
Yeah, they were getting after it. And that's what's going to be the deciding factor against Kansas City. Because Shaq Barrett and Jason Pierre-Paul, if Kansas City doesn't find a way to slow those two down, it's going to be a long night for Patrick Mahomes. I guarantee it. Because Patrick Mahomes struggled last year in the Super Bowl against the 49ers until that second half. He struggled. So let's not try to sit here and act like it was just, it's just that much better than everybody. They're not that much better than Tampa. Like I told you earlier, before we started recording tonight's session, when you and I talked a few hours ago, the game is supposed to be won by Kansas City. Kansas City is supposed to win this game. All the odds favorites are stacked in their favor, but they're not going to win. They're not, because Tom Brady has some stuff to prove, and I'm just not going to bet against 12. I'm not going to do it. You're not going to get Banks to ever say, "Oh yeah, well Tom Brady's going to lose." It's not going to happen. He's just proved himself over and over and over, and it's about time. With all seriousness, it's about time you get that man some respect, man. Because if he goes to the Super Bowl and he beats Mahomes, think about this title run. That would be Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes in the same damn playoff season.
But Eli Manning beat him twice, though.
Right.
And Eli Manning beat him twice.
But can you guys just imagine that? If I was Tom Brady, if I was to win a Super Bowl after this season, I would just retire. What is that? What is there for me to prove? Nothing.
You know what I'm saying, though? Eli Manning beat Aaron Rodgers and Brady in the same year.
Right.
Hey, Eli, man, he is Seabiscuit.
And one interesting stat line that I told DeVore about earlier: Aaron Rodgers is 1-4 in division title games. 1-4 in NFC Championship games. 1-4. Think about that, DeVore. 1-4. Okay, but that's GOAT though. I don't know how you call that GOAT, man. He's a legend. Aaron Rodgers is a legend in his own right. But when it comes down to the GOAT talk, it's nobody else to talk about, man. Unless you're talking about Dan Marino, Joe Montana. Those are the only two quarterbacks that I even put in his stratosphere.
I'm confused because that's kind of flawed because Marino never won a championship.
Yeah.
Marino never won a championship.
But Rodgers has. So why are we putting Marino in the conversation?
Want to know why? Because like I said before, remember we brought we had our top 5 quarterbacks one year, and yes. I had Dan Marino ranked number 2 behind Tom Brady. It's a reason for that. Dan Marino, to me, in my opinion, is the best quarterback I ever seen play. That's just respect to him. What Dan Marino was able to do with that sorry-ass Dolphins team that they had, the numbers that he was able to put up without a legit running game, without a legit defense, Dan Marino he literally carried the Dolphins for almost 10, 15 years.
Yeah, 15 years straight.
He carried them. If Dan Marino would have got Ricky Williams earlier, Super Bowl, no doubt about it. Super Bowl. That's how good Dan Marino was. So that's why, to me, and you look at all the stats that Dan Marino, like all the records he holds, and all. Man, Dan Marino was a star, man. That's my favorite Miami Dolphin. I'm gonna always respect Dan Marino because his game, he backed it up with his game. He wasn't a guy that threw a lot of interceptions. He just came out there and gave you yards. He'll put up 400 yards a game, just dominating. And he had nobody to throw to. Besides, he had the Clayton,
Duper and Clayton.
Yeah, he had those guys for a good
Duper, Clayton,
Mark Brothers.
OJ, yeah.
Right.
Later on, he had OJ McDuffie. He had Irving Fryer. He had some dudes to throw the ball to. But I think there's two different conversations. There is the best quarterback and the most talented quarterback ever. I don't. In terms of most talented, I would say it's probably Marino at the top of the heap for me. Aaron Rodgers is not too far behind him. But I mean, you can't argue against the results. It's like when people say that, it's like when people trash LeBron. It's like the man done went to 10 straight finals.
I trash him.
The man done went to the finals on some Cleveland Cavalier teams that had no business being in the playoffs, nonetheless the finals.
Well, we'll have to set another segment up for LeBron because I hear you. I hear you, but those Cleveland Cavaliers teams were what I don't like about it is when they lose, they're not good, but when they win, they're good.
No, they were not good when they were winning either. LeBron was good. They were not that good when they were winning.
We'll have to debate that on another episode.
All right,
because LeBron. Listen, let me just say this really quick because I know how people view me, especially on social media. Facebook is primarily how my like I said, people think I hate LeBron and I don't. I love the man. I really do. I just don't like who he is on the court. Off the court, there's not a better athlete in this world than LeBron James off the court. Nobody.
Oh, he's a flopper. He's definitely he's a world class flopper. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird because he's the strongest dude on the court every time he walks on it.
Absolutely. Strongest and fastest. But DeVore, it's okay, brother. You're gonna have your moment. If Kansas City actually pulls it off and they beat the Buccaneers, you're gonna have your 10 minutes of fame. Just come on in the podcast and just gloat and gloat and gloat. But it's still not gonna take away Tom Brady's legacy, bro. He's still gonna go down as the best quarterback ever. How many do you think we're gonna be able to say another quarterback is gonna be able to go to 10 Super Bowls?
Mahomes,
baby.
Mahomes.
So wait.
Mahomes. He's off to a great start.
We're being real, Banks. What you laughing about?
He's off to the start you need to start off at to reach that pinnacle.
Yeah.
Bro.
I mean, you can't call 10. That's organizational at a certain point, but also you have to say
That's what I mean. I'm saying 10.
Tom Brady gave up damn near $10 to $15 million every year in terms of his salary. So the New England Patriots had a competitive advantage over the rest of the league during that run.
We're definitely not having this conversation again.
I'm just saying that's just the facts of the matter. That's just the facts of the matter.
You making Tom Brady look like a saint right now, Javi.
No, I'm just What I'm saying is the New England Patriots had a competitive advantage over the rest of the league because a quarterback of his caliber has no business being paid $10 to $15 million per season.
So also, Bill Belichick ain't had nothing to do with that.
Listen, I'm just stating the facts as they are laid out in front of me.
Now, bro. That's done. That Tom Brady buried that yesterday. We're done talking about Bill Belichick, bro.
Yeah.
That's over with. That's over with.
How is that not over with? Because to be honest with you,
they both played their roles.
No, to be honest with you, I think Tampa Bay, as far as defensively, last year they were top 10, if I'm not mistaken.
And where were they?
Understandably, they was a quarterback away, but it goes to show what turnovers could do to a team.
True, but when I keep telling you this, bro, when does a coach put on the cleats and step on the field? I win, bro.
How do you win?
When does Bill Belichick put on cleats and step on the field?
So at this point now, we're having this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving Tom Brady how much of a percentage of the credit for the New England Patriots' success?
Okay, I'm going to break it down like this. I'm going to give Tom
I don't want you to break it down. I want to hear a percentage.
70%.
70%.
I'm going to give Belichick 20%, and I'm going to get a defense 10%.
Oh my God,
that's a really weird ratio.
Especially
considering Bill Belichick was buying the groceries too. He wasn't just coaching the team; he was picking the groceries.
Right, but you got to remember, what did Bill Belichick ever say? Here, Tom Brady, I'm going to help you succeed by giving you this player. Bill Belichick said, "No, we're going to work with what we got on offense." And
he gave him Randy Moss. He gave him Corey Dillon.
Gave him Wes Welker.
He gave him some guys.
Who are these guys besides Randy Moss before that even happened? Who was these guys?
Doesn't matter though.
Wait. They signed Wes Welker to a $60 million contract before he blew up.
Right, but this was after Tom Brady. He didn't get that $60 million until Tom Brady had already established who he was. Wes Welker didn't walk in there and say, "Oh, I'm a $60 million man." No,
I'm saying Wes Welker got a huge contract to leave the Dolphins.
Absolutely, he deserved it though because you were going off his
trade. It was a trade.
It was a trade.
Yeah, it was a trade, which was a stupid ass trade. But
well, yeah, of course, in retrospect,
reputation followed him. He came from a very reputable team, and it's like, oh, okay, well, he's established now. Why not? Why not Wes Welker? Just come to Miami or whomever. Did he also play for Denver or something like that too? Something crazy.
Yeah, he
No,
went to Denver after.
The Dolphins drafted Wes Welker.
Yeah,
But,
the Dolphins drafted him.
He played for Denver after, yeah, I think.
Yeah, you guys drafted him, and then he ended up going to the Patriots in the offseason when you guys didn't sign him back. And he went to the Patriots, and he blew up. He turned into this freaking route running machine that was just open every damn play. What it seemed like. And then you mix that with Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski, young Rob Gronkowski and young Aaron Hernandez. I mean, that's the greatest team to never win it.
I just want to say real quick, because those defenses for the New England Patriots, they were top notch. What you saw like last night with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'll probably say the Green Bay Packers' first possession of the third quarter. The New England Patriots, where a defense like that will put your offense in position where you be put on the short field, where basically you have almost a 99.9 chance to actually put points on the board, whether it be a field goal or a touchdown. So you got to give that defense a lot of credit for putting Tom Brady in situations to be able to put those points on the board. Because you can sit back and all you got to do is what? 2 first downs and you already threatening in the red zone?
Right.
I will say, in the whole time Belichick has been at New England, have they ever had a bad secondary?
No.
In 20 years.
No.
That was essentially his job.
And now to you, Havoc and Shake. Shake, pay attention. Learn. You guys are learning a very, very valuable lesson as far as the quarterback position is concerned. When your defense commits turnovers and puts the offense in position to score points.
This is going towards
when they put you in position to score points, put the points on the board.
This is where we compare Tom Brady with the rookie that didn't have off.
We are. Yes,
preseason.
we are.
This is that portion of the show.
Yes.
So are you going to also include Aaron Rodgers in that conversation now too?
Yeah, I just said that.
Okay, just curious.
I just told you.
Great one. I'm gonna with all due respect, you giving quarterback advice is like Ike Turner giving marital advice.
I'll be giving quarterback advice. It's all good, because at the end of the day, you're gonna come back to me and be like, damn, DeVore, you was right. Goddamn right I was.
You were almost right about Tannehill. You were almost right, bro.
What you almost right?
You almost went to
MVP candidate. Comeback player of the year 2019. What more do you want?
A Super Bowl. The way
you get a Super Bowl. You know how hard it is for a quarterback to get a Super Bowl? We just got finished talking about Phillip Rivers. Excellent player, by the way. I felt like he should have won a Super Bowl.
He should have when he was in San Diego. He should have.
Yeah, well, guess who had to go through? The New England Patriots had to go through
the Colts.
The Colts.
He had to go through the Steelers.
Hey, he had the horses.
The Ravens.
He had the horses. He had Hall of Famers all over the place.
Well, he only had one. He got one.
Antonio Gates.
2. My fault. 2. He had 2. Gates and Tomlinson. That's it. He had nobody else. That's a Hall of Famer.
That's essentially what you need. A Hall of Fame tight end and running back, and you are allegedly a Hall of Fame quarterback.
And for a great period of time, you almost could the way Vincent Jackson was looking for a lot of those years, you could almost. I mean, Phillip Rivers had some help, bro.
Yeah, he had some stallions around him.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I can't. Just
this guy's like, he only had 2 Hall of Famers.
He only had 2 Hall of Famers, though.
Jeez,
2 Hall of Famers.
He only has 2 of the greatest players ever. Out of 11 on the field.
As far as a Hall of Famer goes, like what is really a Hall of Famer now? Like, it just seems like everybody just gets in the Hall of Fame.
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, it is. Bro, you don't
first of all, I don't put that Hall of Fame tag on everybody. Number one. I will gladly put it on the Danian Tomlinson, and I will gladly put it on Antonio Gates.
Is Phillip Rivers
someone
a
on
Hall of Famer?
ESPN, I forgot who it was. Someone on ESPN said this morning that if Patrick Mahomes retires, he's a Hall of Famer.
No.
It's too soon.
I said the same thing. I forgot
It's
who
too
that was.
soon.
I forgot
It's too soon.
What analyst that was.
To
Like-
be honest, I don't think Calvin Johnson deserves to be a Hall of Famer.
Now that's
Oh,
nuts.
Yeah.
He clearly had a 2,000-yard season,
So
and all the other seasons were
Patrick
1,000-yard
Mahomes
seasons.
broke the touchdown record. So
Megatron played 9 seasons. Patrick Mahomes is in his 3rd year.
I'm just saying.
You got to put in at least a half a decade of work.
Actually, the touchdown is 55. He didn't get 55. He got 50.
He didn't get to 55?
No.
I thought he did.
No. Whatchamacallit?
That's Peyton's.
He got 50. Payne got 55. Payne right now has the record.
Oh, you talking about Peyton? That guy that lost a lot too in the big moments.
Hall of Famer.
Okay,
Absolutely, no doubt about it.
so is Phillip Rivers a Hall of Famer or no? Yes or no?
Probably is my answer. Probably.
He's a Hall of Famer.
I would say so. I don't think. I don't know if he'll get in first ballot, but I think he'll get in there.
He's top 10 in almost every statistical category.
His career stats are too much.
Yeah, he has the numbers to back him up. Just doesn't have the wins. Prime example, Dan Marino. All the numbers are there. Just don't have the hardware, bro.
Yeah. Oh well, did Phillip Rivers even make it to the Super Bowl?
No.
Damn.
Conference
Closest he got was the
championship.
AFC Conference Championship. And he lost to the Jets.
Patriots.
No,
At
the
least-
Patriots. Yeah.
At least Marino went to the Super Bowl and lost. But
But the thing is, though, Havoc, in that conference championship game, he was playing with a torn ACL. And
I remember
still
that
played
game
great.
because I think that's the game after the game was over with. I think someone was going to get into a fight or something like that. Who was
Tomlinson, that's why I didn't respect Tomlinson after that game.
Yeah, Tomlinson done a real.
To be fair, to also be fair, Phillip Rivers, he didn't have a Don Shula either as a coach.
Well, Marty Schottenheimer and Norv Turner, they were some pretty decent coaches, though.
Norv Turner was a good offensive coordinator.
Norv Turner had a good offensive system.
Yeah.
I mean, he had some schemes.
He's like an Adam Gase. He's a good offensive coordinator, but he ain't no head coach.
And people got to remember, if it wasn't for the Patriots having that remarkable ass offensive explosion that year, the Chargers was right behind them. And they were really good. It's just you got Randy Moss doing what he does, bombing 3 Dolphins corners. I will never forget that. This guy bombed 3 guys at one time, and one guy tore his collarbone or something like that. Oh, that's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous to be that good.
Yeah. I mean, if Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer,
Phillip Rivers has to be there.
Phillip Rivers has to be in there.
Yeah, I agree. I agree to have it on that.
You said if Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer?
Yeah,
Yes.
Phillip Rivers is a shoo-in.
No,
Yeah, absolutely.
to be honest with you, there's no question that
DeVore.
Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer. You had 2 Super Bowl rings. You beat Tom Brady. You're getting in there just for that.
And his last
Exactly.
name is Manning.
And there's also
That too, reputation, but still, I'm just saying, like, you can't compare the two, Phillip Rivers and Eli, because I feel Phillip Rivers did fall short quite a few times compared to Eli, and I feel like Phillip Rivers had better teams than Eli.
Absolutely.
Listen,
Eli's team were barely making the playoffs. When they won the Super Bowl, they got in as like literally.
Eli legitimately dragged the team. I mean, well, to be honest with you, that defensive line
sparked at the right time.
That defensive line dragged that team to the Super Bowl. But
they had
Eli Manning,
they had some running backs and they had some receivers.
Eli did what he needed to do and more. But that defensive line is really what I mean. Look at the rotation they had.
Oh yeah, the pass rush definitely made a big huge impact for the New York Giants. But
they got an amazing catch out of a water boy. So
who you talking about? David
Tyree. Yep. David Tyree sells cars
that
now.
Still makes me upset. Well, I couldn't believe.
What you upset about? Why you was actually upset about that?
I was very upset about that, man.
I was stoked, yo. That was so stoked.
No, I lost $300.
I was pretty excited. I was pretty excited in that game.
$300.
$300. Man, what you doing with $300 at that time? You would. What you only got?
Have any idea? At that time, I was a store manager at Office Depot.
That's how you know that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I had money to burn, bro.
What year was that? That had to have been like what 2000. 8, 9.
Oh no, I wasn't working there.
Yeah, I'm about to say
But
like
I was
you.
working.
Yeah,
I had
right.
2 jobs.
You had to be like just graduated at that time.
I graduated in 2006, but I was working. I didn't start. Anyway, I had money. That's all that matters. Don't worry about how I was in the street studying.
Talking about these washed up stores. Was there a Circuit City by the Office Depot?
Absolutely not.
Probably
but I remember
was in Circuit City.
Was there a Circuit City nearby?
No, it was not.
Was there a Quiznos nearby?
Let me show y'all something. I was in the street.
Yeah, you see that? You see when you you know, like when you get them peanut butter cups with the gold filling, you just wrap them things around your teeth,
No, my
and now you hard. Them Halloween.
Bubblegum wrapper.
You got them Halloween candy golds, huh?
Kind of hollow there, buddy.
Yeah. Look, well, how come your gold fronts are tearing apart?
Oh God.
Them Reese's Pieces gold fronts.
Hey boy, just sitting there like this. It's fine, but that's just for fun. I hardly ever wear them.
All right. Real quick, Shake, did you have a top 5 before we close this out?
Nah, I think I was just doing a recap, so put it in.
Oh, okay. That's all good. All right, fellas, final thoughts.
As always, it's always fun coming on here.
Man,
talking about the world of sports.
Sorry to cut you off, Havoc. I was brought some attention, some news about you today, man. I had no idea. Can I announce that on the cast?
Yeah, sure.
Or? I had no idea you were shutting down your channel, bro.
Yep.
No idea. Sorry about that, my brother. But
Well,
you're always welcome here.
You know, it is not a sad thing. It is more of a celebration of other opportunities that have opened up that require time. So, I would say if other things had not opened up, the channel would still be going. But you know.
Well, your family here, bro. So you never, like I said, we never know where this may take. This may be the push that we all need for our purpose. So.
Hey, I you know what, you just gotta take it the way it comes to you. And you know, the game of life is all about resource allocation. You gotta allocate resources to what's important. And to me, you know, the work I do outside of the channel is more important, and probably has the ability to have more impact on people who need the help. So,
Right.
As always, it's great to come on here and talk about the wide world of sports.
Absolutely. Well, I would say, bro, your family, so feel free.
I appreciate it.
And I'm just happy to be on here and go Bucks, baby.
Oh, and really quick, hey, to your point, Shay, I'm so sorry to call your sister-in-law Mama Shay, bro. Tell sister-in-law Shay, I apologize. Tell wifey Shay, ooh, my bad. I hope you're not sleeping on the couch, brother. That's my bad.
It's all good.
and it's Shake in Law. That's what it is.
Shake in Law. Okay.
Shake in Law.
Shake in Law.
All right, just wanted to put out that brief reminder. This Wednesday, for the people in the chat, we got a big pod. We got Rain and Ravens coming up on the show. A bit of a video game streamer. It's going to be an exciting show this Wednesday. You definitely do not want to miss that. But again, man, happy that everybody came through. Big Hearn, most definitely. EM came through. We're just gonna keep on building, and hey, man, it is what it is.
Yeah,
but,
thank you guys for coming out on a Monday, man. I don't know when
Yeah.
When was the last time we streamed something on a Monday?
Last week.
A couple weeks, last week.
Yeah, last week.
Not often, but thank y'all. Thanks to the mod squad. Hearn, mod squad, keep it monitored in here. All right, make sure there's no pollution going on in the chat. You got one job, buddy. One job only. We just need you to do that one job well, and that's all we need you to do, brother. But we appreciate you, man. We appreciate every time we stream. You're always here, front and center, just like we are, bro. We appreciate you.
All right. With that being said, also be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also listen to us on Spotify, Anchor, and Apple Podcast Music. This is the Not for Debate. We up out of here, man.
We up out of here, man. Tom Brady.